Well, hello and how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you live right here in St. Charles, Missouri. This here is Thursday, March the 9th, 2023. Don't know how many times I've asked Siri about that today, but she told me the same day every day. All day long, it's been Thursday, March the 9th, 2023. Anyway, I got happy birthday shout outs going out to Melissa May O'Brien, AJ Paul Singh, Kim Neumann, John Rippelmeyer. So, without further ado, here's a birthday song for the four of you. Hey, John. Hey, Kim. Hey, AJ. Hey, Melissa. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. So happy birthday, I must say. Hey, one more year older today. So happy birthday to you, I say. I said, hey, Melissa. Hey, AJ. Hey, Kim. Hey, John. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. Wow, that's another trip around the sun that you made. I hope you're enjoying your special day because, well, it's your happy birthday day today. Day today. It's your happy birthday day today. All right, there you go. There's your happy birthday shout outs. Have many more. Have many more. All right. Alrighty then. How about them Shin Show fans? Yeah, we got 'em. Martin Kelly, a.k.a. Smiley. Savann Murphy Beason. Diana Gray. Lorna Wood. And Paul Osborn. Don't forget Keith Woodfin. And sweet Sunny Day Girl, a.k.a. Rachel. All of those are the Shin Show fans. Plus, we got our Pokey pal out there, Julie Regot. Yep, that's right. So there you have it. There are the Shin Show shout outs for today. Weather forecast coming up for you right here, right now. Weather in St. Charles is going to be brought to you today by the weather god. He's the weather maker. God is bringing you the weather today. And if you want to get in touch with God, speaking of God, try Refreshing Word Fellowship Church. Refreshing Word Fellowship Church is a non denominational Christian church which is located at 2054 Campus Drive, St. Charles, Missouri. Yeah, just stop on by on Sundays at 11 a.m. for the 11 a.m. Sunday services, or on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for the Bible study. Or you can catch that online via Zoom, or you can also go to Refreshing Word Bible uh, Fellowship Church at 2054 Campus Drive on Thursdays at 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. for an hour of power prayer. So there you have it. That's the weather sponsor for today. Today's high temperature was 47 degrees. It's cooled down considerable since then. It's 42 now. But it's not going to go much more than that, only like 10 degrees. No, I think my eyes are awful little bit. Awful little bit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, going to drop down to 34 degrees of tonight. And then we're going to have a little bit cloudy skies. And then low temperature will be 34. And then the winds are going to be west to northwest at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then for Friday, March the 10th, it's going to be cloudy early with partial sunshine expected later in the day. High temperatures of 47 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy skies overnight, low temperatures of 31 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be east to northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for Saturday, March the 11th, cloudy skies with periods of rain later in the day. High temperatures are around 45 degrees Fahrenheit with winds east to southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chances of rain 80%. And then a steady rain in the evening with showers continuing late at night. Low temperatures near 35 degrees Fahrenheit overnight with winds east to northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chances of rain 80%. Then for Sunday, March the 12th, chances of rain in the morning. In the morning showers, but cloudy and skies in the afternoon. High temperatures around 50 degrees Fahrenheit with winds north to northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies during the evening will give way to cloudy skies overnight. Low temperatures of 28 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for Monday, March the 13th, cloudy skies with highest temperatures near 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And winds going to be northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. With mostly cloudy skies overnight. Early, sorry about that, becoming partly cloudy overnight. At late night at 23 degrees Fahrenheit at late night with winds north to northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for our fifth and final day of our 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area, Tuesday, March the 14th. A few clouds from time to time. Highs near 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies with a few passing clouds with low temperatures of 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that, my friends, is your 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. If anybody else drops in and would like to have their weather forecast form, hey, throw comments up over on the side. I'll weather forecast you right then, right there. Sweet sunny day girl, Rachel, she comes in a lot. I throw out that Nashville, Tennessee one for her. Not to be confused with Nashville, Kentucky, right, Rachel? I did it before, all the way through it. Kept reminding people that this was the Nashville, Kentucky. Nashville, Kentucky weather report, not to get it confused with St. Charles weather report. Oh, let's see some song lyrics. Well, okay, girls. Bum bum ba-da, bum bum ba-da. I was just about to do some Shania Twain. Trying to think of something. Trying to think of something to sing. I was just thinking about something with Lincoln, but I can't think no more. On the subject near the floor. I tell you, my body is achy. My neck is all achy. My shoulders is achy. I don't know what's going on. Achy, achy, bakey, bakey, eggs and bakey, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. We got scrambled eggs on the grill outside. Gonna have a morning wide. Got a little cheese there, and we're gonna have some salt and pepper too. I like mine with ketchup, it's true. My scrambled eggs get ketchup all over me and you. So I like the scrambled eggs with a little ketchup, it's true. I don't know. Trying to think of something. Anything. Any old song requests? Oh, I've got one and I keep forgetting to do it. Somebody gave it to me the other day and I keep forgetting to look it up to do it. No, you'll never find another love quite like mine. And you'll go searching throughout all time. And baby. Song lyrics, Phantom 309. Well, I was out on the West Coast trying to make a buck, and things didn't work out. I was down on my luck. Got tired of roaming and bumming around, so I started thumbing it back east towards my hometown. Made a lot of miles on the first 2 days, and well, I figured I'd be home in a week or so if my luck held out this way. But that third day, or that third night, I got stranded way out of town and a cold and lonely crossroads. Rain was pouring down. Well, I was hungry and freezing, done caught a chill when the lights of that big rig semi-topped that hill. Well, Lord, I sure was glad to hear them brakes coming on, and I climbed up in that cab where I knew it'd be warm. Well, at the wheel sat a big man. He weighed about 210, and he stuck out his hand, and he says, with a grin, Big Joe's the name. And I told him mine, and he said, the name of my rig is the Phantom 309. I asked him why he called his rig such a name. He said, son, this old Mac can put 'em all to shame. There ain't a driver or rig around any any line. Ain't seen nothing but taillights from the Phantom 309. Go to sleep. Well, we rode and we talked the better half of the night when the lights of a truck stop came into sight. He says, well, I'm sorry, son. This is as far as you go. 'Cause, well, I got to make a turn just up on up the road. Well, he tossed me a dime and he pulled he pulled her into low and he says, have yourself a cup on old Big Joe. Well, when Joe and his rig roared out of sight, in nothing flat, he was clean out of sight. Well, I went inside and ordered me a cup. Told the waiter that Big Joe was setting me up. Oh, you could have heard a pin drop. I got deathly quiet, and the waiter's face turned kind of white. Well, did I say something wrong? I says with a halfway grin. He said, no, this happens every now and then. Every driver in here knows Big Joe, but son, let me tell you what happened about 10 years ago. At that crossroads tonight where you flagged him down, there was a busload of kids coming from town, and they were right in the middle when Big Joe topped the hill, and it could have been slaughtered, but he turned the wheel. Well, Joe lost control and went into a skid, and he gave his life to save that bunch of kids. And there's that at that crossroads was the end of the line for Big Joe and the Phantom 309. But every now and then, some hiker will come by and like you, Big Joe will give him a ride. Either here, have another cup and forget about the drying. Keep it as a souvenir from Big Joe and the Phantom 309. There you go. I like the old Phantom 309. I do. Yeah, I do. Well, there was a bare necessities, a simple bare necessities. The rhythm and the rhyme. Song lyrics, the bare necessities. But for the bare necessities, a simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities, old Mother Nature's recipes that brings the bare necessities to life. Oh, wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the trees to make some honey just for me. Well, when you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities. Well, that's the way that a bear can rest at ease with the bare necessities of life. Now, when you pick a pawpaw or a prickly pear, then you pick prick a raw paw. Oh, wow. Next time, beware. Don't pick up the prickly pear by the paw. Oh, when you pick a pear, try using the claw. But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pear or the big paw. Have have I given you a clue? The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Oh man, that's really living. So just try and relax. Yeah, cool it. Fall apart in my backyard. Cause, well, let me tell you something, little britches. If you act like those bees and ants, you're working too hard. And don't spend all your time looking around for something that you'll won't, that you can't be found. When you find, when you find out you can live without it and go along, not thinking about it, I'll tell you something true. The bare necessities of life will come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Yeah, man. I mean the bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, with just the bare necessities of life. All right, all right, all right. Lord knows, Lord knows. All right, looks like story time. It's time to tell a story for the kids that we all know. Oliver, Willow, Leroy. They're always all watching the show. They're my grandkids, and they're out there, just my grandkids. Try not to beware, 'cause each and every one has a birthday or episode. So I tell you, my grandkids, each and every grandkid, oh, I love them. Oh, yes, they did. My grandkids are my precious way of life. All right, kids. Hey, it's TV Grandpa. Jump up on the couch or jump up on the bed, wherever it is you rest your sleepy little head, because we're going to be telling the fourth uh, voyage of Sinbad tonight. Are we ready for it? Yes, sir, boys and girls. The fourth adventures of Sinbad. Once upon a time in Baghdad lived Sinbad the sailor. On a chance encounter, he met Sinbad the porter, and he invited him to listen to his stories. So Sinbad the porter came again on the fourth night. Now, after feeding his guests, he began retelling his fourth journey. The gains I made from the third journey weren't able to keep me from the sea for very long. I went to Buenos Aires again and boarded a ship. We sailed. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? We done the fourth voyage yesterday, I think. Yep, we sure did. Think we should do the fifth. The fifth voyage of Sinbad. Sinbad the Sailor. Up at voyage of Sinbad, Sinbad the Sailor. Alright, the fifth voyage of Sinbad. Once upon a time in Baghdad, there lived a Sinbad the Sailor. He happened to meet Sinbad the Porter one. Upon meeting him, Sinbad the Sailor began to narrate his stories, one day at a time. Well, on the fifth day, after everyone was well fed, he began narrating again. And as all the other journeys had been, my fourth journey had been profitable too. But once I was back in the comforts of my home, I began missing the sea again. And so, once again, I left my home and found a ship. This time, I bought a ship and looked for a crew with a captain. Before we went and set out, my journey was already destined to be profitable. Yes, that's right. All the merchandise was loaded and we set sail. We went from one port to another, and the business was profitable as usual. Everything was well until we reached a floating island. Now, I had no interest in this island, so I did not leave the ship. But the other merchants were curious, and they left to inspect the floating island. This sounds very familiar. The moment they touched the sand, they realized it was more like an eggshell. All right, I think we are on the sixth voyage of Sinbad today. Uh, I think we're going to have to go to the sixth voyage because we actually done the fifth voyage yesterday. TV Grandpa is getting forgetful, okay? Why don't you kids call me up and say, hey, TV Grandpa, it's voyage 5 today, 6 today. So tomorrow it'll be 7, okay? It'll be the last voyage of Sinbad tomorrow. Once upon a time in Baghdad, Sinbad, the porter, came to know Sinbad the sailor. On the sixth evening, after all the guests were fed, Sinbad the sailor began to tell again one of his tales. After coming back from the sea, I soon forgot about the waves. But all the riches on this island couldn't stop me from missing it. One day, I set out to the port again. Once again, I boarded a ship and went out, and we went about sailing from one island to another. Luckily, the business was going well, and we were making a fortune. Then one day, the captain came to me, and he fell on his knees. He was crying that his children would become orphans. When I asked him, I was told that he strayed from the known path, and he didn't know where we were being. Uh, he didn't know where we're going. Now, that was terrifying news. Soon after, our ship's hull cracked into many rocks, and we were shipwrecked. Many of us drowned that day. Some other men and I were the only few that survived. I quickly climbed over a rock. From there, I saw that the island where we had swum was overflowing with jewels. Even the streams had precious rocks in them. The beaches had ambergris, a kind of stone that formed from floating gold. Go to sleep. In the bellies of sea monsters, they spewed it out. They were extremely valuable. You may, all of the other merchants went crazy after seeing such things. They instantly filled their pockets and were sure to return home and be rich. But as luck would have it, there was not a grain of food to be found. We found only small herbs. Soon many men started dying until I was the only one left. Then, one day, I was waiting for my end to come. Allah sent me a thought. He implored me to venture into the island. I was exploring. I found a river. I made a raft out of logs and loaded it with all the precious stones. And then I set out on the river, trusting it to take me somewhere. Soon I came to the caves. I ducked down so that I didn't hit my head, and it was so dark that I couldn't see anything. Just when I was thinking I would never see daylight again, the river brought me out of the darkness. Here some men had seen me and offered me a rope to hold on to. They hauled me up and I was saved. Soon I found that didn't speak the same language, but they were good people. They took me and my precious stones to the king. I realized it was the king of Sri Lanka. To him, I offered the entire store of stones, and then I told him my story. When I was asked about my country, I told him everything. He was greatly pleased and praised the caliph, caliph, the caliph, wherever a caliph is. He told me that he wished that I would get back to my country safe and sound. Also, he asked me to take gifts. I lived a grand life at the palace until one day I heard that a ship was setting out to Barsara. I did not. I bid the king farewell. He paid for my fare and loaded the ship with cargo. He also gave a letter to be given to the caliph. It was written on fine deerskin. The, the Sri Lankan king sent many presents. Among them were precious stones, pearls, and a snake's skin that had swallowed an elephant whole. The and whoever sat on the skin would never get sick. When I returned home, I went to the caliph right away, and the caliph looked at the letter and asked me if it was true, and I replied that it was. He didn't leave me. He didn't let me leave until he had bestowed me with great gifts and immense wealth. I distributed those gifts and wealth amongst my friends and family. Then I donated some to the poor and needy, and once again I returned to my old life and comforts. Finished Sinbad's the sailor. This time Sinbad the sailor was given a golden this time Sinbad the I'm gonna say porter was given a gold coin and asked to come next morning for another tale. See, they had it written on there. They had it Sinbad the sailor. Sinbad the sailor was telling the tales, and he was paying Sinbad the porter to show up. So had to had to look at that and read it back, figure it out. All right. So there you have it. That was the 6th episode. Smooth sailing, 6th episode. So now we got tomorrow. We got the 7th and final episode of Sinbad. All right, hey, it's the Daily Bread portion of the program. Daily Bread portion of the program is going to be brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2023. The Bible with Briscoe 2023 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. So don't forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe 2023 for your daily reading of the Bible. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2023 will be Deuteronomy 8 through 10 and Mark 11:19 through 33. So just don't forget to tune in for your daily reading of the Bible. Comfort on door frames. Comfort on door frames. Today's reading for Comfort on door frames will be Deuteronomy 6:4 through 9. So if it sounds familiar and you've heard it lately on the Bible with Briscoe, Deuteronomy 6:4 through 9. Hear, O Lord, or hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your house and on your gates. So there you have it. Love the Lord with all your heart. Yep, there you have it. So that was Deuteronomy 6:4. Comfort on door frames. That's right. Write it on your door frames. Alrighty, my friends. Hey, that looks like it. That's the Shen Show. Shen Show in a nutshell. The nuts gone. Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show. I got one more song for you, and it goes, hello, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This year has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show. And as always, you know, God loves you. And so do I. So come back and see us tomorrow because, well, you know, I will be here, God willing, and we hope that you are too. God bless you and good night. Bye bye.